If you read the title of this video, I damaged my skin. I'm going to share with you what I did and now what I've done to reverse a lot of that damage. If you have melasma, now I'm not talking about just hyperpigmentation or some sunspots or dark spots. I'm talking about actual melasma. It is a hormonal type of hyperpigmentation. And if you've dealt with it as long as I have, I've been dealing with this for maybe 15 years now. And I'm gonna pop up a picture and show you how dark my melasma was before I got it under control. But if you look at this before picture and you say, man, my skin used to look like that, or maybe your skin is looking like that now and you just don't know how to fix it, hopefully this little story I'm gonna tell you, and it's a true story of what I did recently, hopefully the story I will share with you will help you to not make the same silly mistake that I made. Now, my skin, it's been about a month since I did this stupid thing. My skin has lightened up quite a bit. I mean, I still see some of the melasma on my forehead. It's nowhere near like that before picture, but I say I damaged my skin because I did. And all of that work I have done to lighten my melasma over the past couple years, I undid, not all of it, but I did undo some of it, and I've had to be pretty aggressive the past month to get it back to where it is now. Melasma is not just triggered from our hormones, but it can also darken up, of course, from sun exposure, like short sun exposure. So I stay out of the heat, stay out of the sun. I wear big floppy hats all the time. I wear sunglasses, and of course I wear sunscreen, but I don't just put it on once. I reapply throughout the day. So what I did is my husband and I were fairly new here in San Antonio, and we normally live in South Florida, but we're just here temporarily. We do not live here. We are here temporarily helping out my mother-in-law. She's 89. So we just rented an apartment and did a, I think, 6 or 7 month lease. Our lease will be up in a couple months. And then we're probably gonna go back to Florida if we can't go to Uruguay. Anyways, if you wanna know more personal stuff, I share a lot of stuff on my Instagram channel. I'll leave that down below. So what I did, normally when I am outside, I will put a hat on. So if we go somewhere, I always have one of my hats. I'll link below my favorite hats. I have all different colors. They're little like bucket hats. And I will normally just shove it in my pocket. That's why I like them, because you can put them in a pocket, put it in your purse. I stick it in the thing behind the seat in the car. And I always have a hat with me. And I always wear my polarized sunglasses. I wear polarized, just so you know, because I don't want to squint. And that really helps because I don't really have many wrinkles around my eyes. I have the hollowing and the little bags here, but as far as, wrinkles from squinting, I don't really have those because I always wear polarized sunglasses, and I will link my favorite down below. So my husband and I, we were bored. We couldn't find anything to do here. We were used to doing fun things outdoors. We lived on the beach in Florida, so we, have been trying to find something to do outside, to go fishing, to do something fun outside. But I don't know, if you're from this area, please leave me a comment and tell me what else is there to do in San Antonio other than the Riverwalk, other than shops everywhere, and other than restaurants everywhere. I am not into shopping. I'm not into, I like to eat out, but there's only so much you can eat out. So many times you can eat out. So we were like, well, I guess there's really nothing to do. Let's just go to a mall. It was warm that day. And we thought we had found like a normal mall, which neither one of us like to shop in malls, but we just wanted something to do, to walk around, to go somewhere. So we found a mall that had like a Nordstrom, I forget the name, La Cantera, maybe is that the mall? It's beautiful, beautiful area. But I thought it was like a whole mall, like indoor mall. So I didn't bring my hat, didn't bring my sunglasses. So before I got out of the car, I just took some of my Color Science, my brush on sunscreen. And I just thought, well, I'll just quickly put that on my face and then, run into the store. We get into, I think, Nordstrom or Macy's, wherever we were. And we thought, all right, well, let's just get exercise and we'll just walk the whole mall and then just grab something to eat. Well, this mall isn't an indoor mall. It is, you have a whole big Nordstrom, a big Macy's, I think a Neiman, which I don't shop in Neiman. But I'm more of like a TJ Maxx, Marshalls type of person if I do need to shop for clothes. When we decided to walk the rest of the mall, we realized we were outside as soon as we walked out of the Macy's. And it's not an indoor mall. You have the big department stores, but it's a beautiful like outdoor mall with little shops and restaurants. So you're pretty much walking outside the entire time unless you go in a store. And I thought, oh, this isn't gonna work. I can't, keep going from store to store to store. If you're watching this, you're like, wow, why is she being so extra? if you've had melasma for as long as I've had melasma, you will know that even just the slightest amount of sun exposure and that heat pounding on your face, it can significantly darken up your melasma. So my husband and I, you know, he's so cool about it because he knows how much my melasma drives me bonkers. So we were like, well, you know what? We went into a couple stores, which we had stayed in the shade, but then we realized it was completely sunny. So we thought, let's just run back to the car. I'll grab my hat, my sunglasses, and then we can walk the whole mall. Well, we're not familiar with the mall or that area, and so we went out the wrong exit of the store. We cut through, I think, a Dillard's, and we thought the car was there. Anyways, we got lost, and I was stuck outside from the beginning of the parking lot. We walked all the way around, and I was like trying to walk like this, you know, cover up my face. Then I even took my face mask, and my husband was laughing at me. I put my face mask, I wrapped it, you know, it goes behind your ears and here. Since we were outside, I wrapped it behind my ears and laid it on my face. But then the sides of my cheeks, I mean, I looked like a complete moron because I was like walking like this and trying to cover it up. But it was so hot. And we were probably walking in the direct sun without me having on a hat or sunglasses for a good 15, I'd say 15, almost 20 minutes. And I know some of you are like, come on, Sherry, that's so ridiculous. But if you have true melasma, not just sunspots and hyperpigmentation, if you have real melasma, you are probably like, oh, no, you didn't do that, because that will completely mess up your melasma and make it really, really dark. And that's what I did. Now, I did, because I had my Color Science brush on with me, I did brush on some more of that, but I waited until I was outside to do it again. What I like to do is actually apply some more of my Tinted, the liquid sunscreen, and I just kind of press it over my makeup and it looks beautiful. But it's not just the sun, it was the heat that triggered my melasma to get even darker. So honestly, it probably wouldn't have mattered if I put the thickest layer of sunscreen on. My melasma was gonna get darker because I was being silly and loving the heat, you know, on pounding down on my face and my body. So just don't do what I did. But if you happen to do something silly like what I did, you can reverse it. It just kind of sucks when you've spent money and time over years. And you know, melasma, those of you that have it, you know it doesn't just go away after, you know, you do a brand new skincare routine. It doesn't go away. It takes time. You know, my skin in this before picture that I showed you, that was what it looked like when I started doing YouTube. So I thought, well, this will be cool so I can show people that melasma can lighten. And it took me a long time to find the products that would work for my skin to lighten it. So now I think I've narrowed it down and I have a really good skincare routine to fix it. But you know, I don't want to get in the habit of messing up my skin and making my melasma darker and then having to, you know, get super aggressive with these skincare routines. So the main gist of this video is not so much to share with you all the products I'm gonna use right now. I'm gonna just quickly show you what I've been doing every single day to get my skin back to normal. This is more so a daytime routine. For my nighttime routine, I have kept it really simple. I've used my Truth Treatment Retinol 2, sometimes 3 nights a week, and I think that's what's really helped my skin. And then I also would exfoliate, but I would exfoliate at night. So for my daytime routine, this is pretty much what I've been doing about 3 or 4 days a week. And then on the days that I'm not doing this routine, I will just do a routine where I like add in a vitamin C serum, and I'll link another video below of what I've been doing on the opposite days. I cleanse my face in the morning with whatever cleanser. Today I used one by Allies of Skin. I use this one, their Molecular Silk Amino Hydrating Cleanser. Your face really does feel like silk after you use this. You can use whatever cleanser though. You don't have to use that one. I just like it because it's gentle in the morning and it's super hydrating, and my face literally does feel like silk afterwards. Then after I cleanse my face, I just go in with a mist, and this is one that I absolutely love. This is by Is Clinical. This is their Copper Firming Mist, and so I just generously spray it on my face. One of my favorite melasma serums. This is by the brand Mad Skincare. Mad stands for, I think it's Maximum Active Dermaceuticals. Let me see if it's on here. Yeah, Maximum Active Dermaceuticals. I think that's what it stands for. My eyes can't read this super small print here. But this is their Fade Gel 5, and I get this at Skin Beautiful RX. I do have a discount code. Actually, I have a discount code for the mist too. And the reason I like this is because I don't have to layer 3, 4, 5 different products. Everything is in this one serum. So it has a little bit of glycolic acid, a little lactic acid, 2%, a low percent of hydroquinone, which is a skin lightener, and then it has a little bit of kojic acid and some azelaic acid. So it has a skin lightener, which actually has been studied and shown to lighten that excess pigment, and it also has skin brighteners and other things that will help stop the cells from producing that excess pigment. It's not going to change the color of my skin tone all over. I'm not trying to do that. I just want to lighten that excess darker pigment. So this will help to not only lighten what I can see on the surface, but it will go deep down on my skin and help prevent those melanocytes, those pigment producing cells. They're called tyrosinase inhibitors that are in here. So it will help block that from saying, hey, let's produce more pigment. It helps to slow it down. I use the smallest amount. It is just like this thin gel-like texture. I like to use this in the morning because it's not heavy and it just absorbs into my skin so beautifully. I could put it all over, but I really just concentrate on where I have the melasma. I actually take the time, like a good minute, to really massage this product in. It's probably one of my favorite products other than sunscreen, of course, especially for that, you know, super fast and easy skincare routine when you're really trying to use something that's really effective. This would also work for your sunspots or your melasma. Like say you have some spots on your hand or your arm, you could use this on your hand, you know, or your arm to help fade those spots as well. I like to let my Fade Gel 5 kind of do its thing, soak in for a good couple minutes. Then I like to go in and mist my face one more time with my Copper Firming Face Mist. You don't have to do this, but it's more hydrating that way. I like to kind of mist in between each step. But since melasma can be triggered by irritation, and that irritation causes inflammation, and then that inflammation can produce more of that dark excess pigment, I like to go in with another serum that's really calming. I've been really enjoying using this one by CosRx. This is their Sika Serum, and this has, I think it's 76% of Centella asiatica in it. It's got the root, it's got the extract. It has pretty much like all different parts of the Centella asiatica plant, but this is extremely calming on my skin. And I like this especially in the morning because I want super lightweight products. That's why I really love serums. This has the same consistency as the Fade Gel 5. It's just a little bit thicker than water, but it's extremely hydrating and calming. If you accidentally, now I hope you don't do this, but if you ever use like say the wrong exfoliant or maybe the wrong skincare product on your face and your face just feels irritated, don't add more irritating products. This, I've noticed, this one really calms any irritation. So especially after I use any type of exfoliator, I like to use something like this to help calm it down, to make sure, you know, I'm not going to have any inflammation and irritation. But I also don't use really intense exfoliators. So if you have melasma, you want to use really gentle exfoliators. I've really been enjoying this. I love how glowy my skin is afterwards. You know, it's pretty much dry already. I really just like how calming this is on my skin. And not just calming, it's also extremely hydrating. And then I always like to use an eye cream. You don't have to use an eye cream, but I want to try. I got a sample of this one. I don't know, have you guys tried this? This is by the brand BioPel. It's Tensage Stem Cell Eye Cream. I could be pronouncing it wrong. I'm pretty sure Skin Beautiful RX sent me this sample, so I will link it down below. If this did come from Skin Beautiful RX, I do have that 20% off discount code there. So I don't know if this is an eye cream that's good or not, so I'm just gonna try it. I like the texture of it. It's not super heavy looking, but it's nice and creamy. So let's just see if I like it. I like using different stem cells or growth factors on my face also, especially if my skin, you know, to prevent that inflammation, but also, you know, just for aging skin. I love anything that's stem factor or growth factor serum. This feels very nice. It's very silky. Put some on my hand. Yeah, I like this. Have you guys tried this eye cream? We'll see what it does. It has just such a super light scent. It doesn't smell like there's like fragrance or anything in this. I'll have to look up the ingredients. Let's see, what does it say it does? It just says it helps reduce the appearance of crow's feet, dark circles, and under eye puffiness. I love, 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 love how this feels. I mean, it literally just feels like pure silk in my hands. I like that. I really like this too for morning because it wasn't heavy, but it's not so lightweight where it's not going to do anything. But I think my concealer and my makeup will look really nice over top of this. Maybe I will get the full size of this so I can actually put it to the test. And then I'm gonna go in with my moisturizer and sunscreen, but today I'm not using a separate moisturizer and sunscreen because I'm gonna use this one. This is my favorite from the brand Dermatology. This is their Tinted Moisturizing Sunscreen, and it's an SPF 46. I love this sunscreen. They have one that's not tinted also. They both work great, but I like this one. Before I put that on, I'm gonna mist my face one more time. Now my face is super duper hydrated. And then since this has a moisturizer in it, it's gonna kind of lock in all of that hydration. A lot of people always ask me, well, should you use a moisturizer and then your sunscreen? I like to use a moisturizing sunscreen, but as you can see, I make sure I use a ton of it. Now, I would normally bring this down my neck, but since I have on the white robe, I'm not gonna do that right now. After I take off this robe, I will put a different sunscreen on my neck. But for now, I'm just gonna put this on my face. See how this really just blends in with my skin, but it looks like I have a ton of it on, but it will look good after I completely blend it in. I put it over my lips, I do my eyelids, I get it everywhere, in my ears, not in them, but you know, on my ears, and I will bring this down my neck and my chest. All right, so it's been probably about 2 minutes since I've applied this sunscreen. At this point, I'm ready to go to start my makeup routine. For my makeup today, I'm not gonna use my normal makeup. Since I am really trying to prevent that excess pigment from forming, I am going to use slightly different products than what I normally use on a regular makeup day, and I'm not trying to do like a full face of makeup today. So this is what I'm gonna use. Funny story about this product. Have you guys used this? This is the Color Science Even Up. It's their, I can't hardly read it. It's their Clinical Pigment Perfector Broad Spectrum SPF 50 All Mineral. It's like 3 products in one. It's a sunscreen, so really I didn't have to put this other sunscreen on, but it's a sunscreen. It's also a good serum for your pigment. It has their, it says it brightens with Lumira ingredient complex. It improves the look of discoloration, and their Lumira complex, I was reading on their website, it's a combination of like 3 or 4 different things. I'm gonna pop it up, and they all help to combat that discoloration on the skin and help prevent that discoloration and excess pigment. So not only is it my sunscreen, my melasma treatment product, but it also kind of acts as my foundation, and I'm gonna show you why. And here's the funny story. I actually had this in my empties bin over there because when I got this, I think I got this as a free gift. I had bought a bunch of stuff from Color Science, but if you spent like so much of the brand, so much money on the brand, and I had stocked up on some of my favorites, this was given away for free. Well, when I got it, I was like, ew, I don't like this. I didn't even put it on my face, I just put it on my hand. Let me show you what it looks like. See, look how thick it is. It comes out thick, and look, it's not going anywhere. And it's kind of, you know, a dark tint. And so I rubbed it in on my hand. I thought it was, you know, just the SPF. But I rubbed it in on my hand, and I was like, wow, this looks like a makeup primer. And I guess I just really didn't understand what it did. You know, I was just quick. I go through so many skincare products, so it just wasn't something I had educated myself on. But when I rubbed it on my hand, I didn't give it a chance to dry down. And so I gave it like, I don't know, 5 seconds, and I was like, no, I don't like this for my face. So I thought I'll just give it away. So I put it in my empties bin. Well, when I did all this to my skin and, you know, darkened up the pigment, I was looking for another foundation or a product. I wanted pretty much all sunscreen type makeup products, and that's what I'm gonna share with you today. So I was going through my empties bin and I saw this and I thought, well, the tint is pretty dark, so let me see if I could make it work as my foundation. Then I started researching the whole product and I thought, wow, this sounds pretty impressive. And I gotta say, I cannot believe I almost threw this away. This stuff is really impressive. Let me just show you what this looks like. So see how thick? Look at how opaque and thick this is when I first put it on. But when I rub it in, and you can use your fingers or just apply it like you would, you know, a foundation. Now I wish they would come out with some different shades of this because, you know, this might not look great on all different skin tones. It does blend in, but if you have medium to medium tan and even probably lighter skin than me, I think that you will really, really like this. So I've just been using this as my foundation. But, you know, if you use the proper amount, then you could easily just use this as your sunscreen and your makeup. I feel like using this in combination with my other skincare products for my melasma, this has made a huge, huge difference. The other thing I read that this is really good for like blue light, for that heat. It also has iron oxides in it on top of the zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. Really, it's kind of like 4 products in one because I feel like it's also a really beautiful makeup primer. So not only is it the pigment corrector with that complex that they have in here to help lighten the spots on our face, it also has the sunscreen, it also acts as my foundation, but it also acts as a beautiful makeup primer. The next step, since I'm really trying to protect my skin from getting any excess pigment, instead of using a regular concealer, I'm going to use this one by Color Science also. I love a lot of Color Science's products. If you follow me on Instagram, I shared that when they had a sale, I bought a few products from them, and I wanted to try the lighter one. I think it was called Fair or something, just to see if that shade worked well for me, but it's just too light, so I went right back to their original medium. This is a brand new one, so I'm trying to open this one. My other one is in my purse. I always keep this in my purse, but this is the shade it is. It's like a light peachy shade. Now, it's not necessarily, and this is probably a little bit too much, you can put it on with the applicator tip or just use your fingers. But it's not that this is necessarily a concealer. It's not like a Tarte Shape Tape or anything like that. But this is more of a color corrector since it's that peachy color. So see how I have, you know, these hollowed out areas here, and it kind of makes it look like I don't have dark circles, but this eye hollow here and this little puffiness here kind of makes it look dark. Look at how this kind of helps correct. Doesn't completely cover, but since it's got this beautiful peachy shade, it helps to color correct my under eye area. And there are some people that are like, I didn't like how it looked super cakey. If you use one full pump of that, that is like enough for probably 4 or 5 days. So like I said, even this was way too much, so that's why I'm switching fingers to try to blot some of it off. I just use a smidgy of this, but it's giving me even that extra layer of SPF. It's an all mineral SPF that's in here. It's a color corrector, it's an under eye brightener, and it's, you know, sort of helps conceal. Of course, it doesn't matter what I have on. If I look down, you're gonna see it. But when I stand back, it just helps brighten up that under eye area a little bit. Now, if you want, you can put a pop of your regular concealer over top of this, but I'm not going to do that today because I'm doing a very minimal makeup look today. For my lips, I'm gonna use this one by MD Solar Science. This is an SPF 35, and it's a hydrating sheer lip balm. This is in the shade Pink, I think. Yeah, this is in the shade Pink, and you can get this at Skin Beautiful RX. Isn't this such a pretty shade? I'll show you what it looks like. It's just like a sheer lip balm. So if you're not into like lipstick, lip gloss, but you want to protect your lips, this is a great product for that. It's just a sheer, just a really pretty pink color. This is perfect to throw in your beach bag or throw in your purse. And then I will just put just a dot of my city lips on. This one is in Tinseltown. Then to add a little bit of color to my face, I'm also going to put an SPF on my cheeks. This one's by Color Science. This is an SPF 50, I believe. My label's completely rubbed off. I'll pop the picture of it here on the screen. I think it's an SPF 50 all mineral, again with zinc oxide, but it's one of their color balms. I will use this for my lips. I will also use this for my cheeks. And they carry 2 other shades, one that is a beautiful peach and a beautiful bronze. You could literally do your whole eye makeup, cheek, bronzer, everything with these. It is so pretty. Let me just show you. I mean, a little bit of this color goes a long way. Look at how bold that is. But it's a sunscreen stick, and they even sell this in like a clear. So, you know, if you're outside, you want to rub some on your nose to give you extra protection. You can do it the way I just did and then rub it in. Or you can, let me just blend this real quick before it sets. Or rub it on your finger first and just get it to warm up on your finger. You can kind of warm it up that way. I mean, but look how pigmented this is. Just that little amount, how much it spreads. And then you can kind of do it that way. It's easier to spread when it's already warmed up. Oh, and let me just show you how pretty this looks on the lips. I'm just gonna put it over top of what I already have. I'll just put, that's probably way too much. Isn't that pretty? I love these. Do you guys own these? Has anybody tried these? I know I've talked about them before in other videos, so I'm not sure if any of you also own these. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you have picked up any of these. I don't even feel like doing eyeshadow today. I am just gonna quickly put on my mascara, and I'll just quickly do my brows for my mascara. I'm gonna use my favorite one. This is the Beyond Mascara by City Beauty. And for my brows, I'm just gonna use this brow pen. It's like a felt tip marker. I like this one by Stila because it's waterproof, and I like the shade. This is a taupe, and it works perfect for my brows, but it's like cool tone. NYX has one, but I think I have a 26% off discount code for this, so this makes it, you know, drugstore price after the discount. I'll link it down below. I'm not sure if it's in stock, but I'll link the NYX one down below also. I like the performance of the NYX one that's similar to this, but I don't like the color shade, the ranges. They don't have like a cool tone taupe. Their taupe is more of like an orangey-ish taupe, and it just doesn't blend with my brows. But this one's my favorite. When these were on sale, I accidentally, you know how when you're putting how many quantity you want in, I put, I think 3, because I thought, well, 3 will be good since, you know, I can get the 26% off. And I don't know what I did, but somehow I accidentally clicked it 3 times, and when I got the order, I was like, 9 of them? Why do I have 9? And I thought they made a mistake. I went back and looked, and I had ordered 9 of these. So anyways, when one runs out, and one of these lasts me a good 3-4 months, so I've given a couple away because I'm afraid they'll dry out, you know, before I get a chance to use them up, but I love this brow product. And then I'm just gonna lightly powder this down. If you don't want to use a powder, you don't have to, but the powder I'm gonna use is an SPF 50. This is my favorite one from Color Science. I have used this for 3-4 years, long before I started YouTube. There are some other brands out there that have nice sunscreen powders, but I like this the best because number one, it's an all mineral SPF 50. It never irritates my skin, but I like it because it's so finely milled. It's so sheer. You know, when you have more aging skin, or if you have crepey skin, some of those sunscreen powders, you know, they work great, but if you're still wanting your makeup to look like beautiful makeup, you might not want to put some of the heavier, you know, powders on. So this one is perfect because it looks like an elegant, light sheer powder, but it is an SPF 50. A lot of people always say, I don't know how to get, you know, the product out of this. All you do is you put the cap back on, tap it on something upside down, then turn it back, take the lid off. I have to be careful because there's going to be a lot of powder in this now. Did you see that? Ooh, don't want to get it all over my camera. That is how you make this work. Now it's primed and ready to go to add that nice, you know, sheer mist of powder on my face. And I actually bought the shade Fair this time. I bought like a pack of 3. Normally I'll use like their medium, but the medium has a little tint to it. This Fair shade, I like it because it's almost translucent. So if you're lighter than me, if you're darker than me, I like the Fair because sometimes I don't want to deposit that extra pigment, that extra color. I just want it to kind of blend with what I have on. And that's it. I hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, but you would like to be, I would absolutely love to have you here. Just look down below and tap on that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.